I know. Don't hate me for making you relive this. But moment of silence. With that being said, Lockbox Nation, y'all already know how we get down. And since we are in dire straits with the Dallas Mavs, we're going to switch it up today. Dallas Mavs Nation. Now we going to do it like this. MFFL Nation, we are live and on your station. And shout out to the subs who always show love. Tap that bell, like, comment, subscribe. This is community. Drop your thoughts, opinions. I will comment back. That being said, let's lock in. All right, Dallas Mavs fans, MFFLs, what'd you miss? Well, if you were busy yesterday, I wish I could be you, because I wasn't. Well, I guess you could say I was. I was busy watching the Dallas Mavs get the brakes reinstalled on them over and over again. We'll say that because I don't want to sound too dim, even though there's not too much light at the end of this tunnel. We played the Indiana Pacers, and it was an uphill battle. I mean, what else can I say? Kyrie, tough for him first part of the game. Kyrie struggled in the first part of the game to get it going. He was right there on the edge, shots not falling, rimming in, rimming out. But Luka Doncic did keep us afloat. Josh Green, real sturdy play, so he was able to be out there. We had some defensive effort from PJ. I mean, he is a lockdown. What do you expect? Now, when it came to our center positions, boy, they weren't ready. Now, this is a situation where we're looking at Kid. And the first comment that comes to mind, I'm not playing, I'm just watching. Well, Kid, everybody's watching now. So, what's your answer? Now, despite all the uphill battle that the Dallas Mavericks had to face throughout this entire game, it was the centers hung out to dry. Now, I don't know who communicates with the centers or tell the centers where to go, who to go guard, or who not to guard, or I got him, he got me, or something. I got him, you got him, or something. That wasn't happening last night, which led to Miles Turner going off for a season high of 33 points. 33. If we could have erased 20 of those points, we'll be looking at a different outcome in this game. But our team wasn't able to get over the hump. Now, what happened? A lot. Tyrese Halliburton, he was able to get to the paint at will. If he wasn't diming Miles Turner for a three, our bigs weren't stepping up. We weren't attacking the ball in transition like we normally do, or at least what we have been doing the past 6 games. We got killed on fast break points. They ran us out of town. Roadrunner style. DB. They took care of business. And that is just one game the Dallas Mavs fans, we got to hang our hat on. We got punched in the face. But let me tell you one thing about MFFLs and Dallas Maverick fans and Dallas Cowboy fans. If we can't do anything, we could take a punch. And we could sure as hell throw one. So, Dallas Mavs fans, don't be too down on this. We'll go over a couple of the stats. But remember, this is edutainment. Let's get into it. So, with Luka Doncic, he had 33 points and he was 47% from the field. But unfortunately, we allowed Indiana to shoot 56%, making 14 three-pointers. Miles Turner was wide open. Anything outside of us putting it on him as far as defense, it was non-existent. The bigs didn't know whether to drop, go up to him, stop the ball. It was just a lot of confusion, which we have to look at Jason Kidd for coaching. And it was exhausting to watch. and it was embarrassing. But MFFLs and Dallas Mavs fans, Lockbox Nation, it was embarrassing to watch, not embarrassing for us. This is the L the Dallas Mavericks have to take on their own. They have to take it on their own. Yeah, we're fans. But when you come out here and Kyrie Irving gets you within striking distance and you don't call a timeout and get Luka back in the game so they have a chance to take over, I'm looking at you, Jason. Everybody's looking at you. The topic of the show is where there's smoke, there's fire. Smoke, fire. Anytime you have smoke and fire, unless you're cooking something, and even if you're cooking something, if you're not watching it, it overcooks. So what's smoke and fire? PJ Washington, smoke and fire. We got to watch it. Tim Hardaway Jr., smoke and fire. We got to watch it. I know a lot of people are so hard on Tim Hardaway Jr., but they overlook PJ. PJ is not Superman. PJ can be considered Kato from the Green Hornet. He got his mask. He got the limousine keys. He can drive you there. He's not going to get out and fight for you. He'll help you out. So, I ask you, facts over feelings. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Start right here. Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway's dribbling. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If there's smoke where there's fire on Tim Hardaway's Jr., put the fire and smoke emojis in the chat, in the comments. Put the fire and smoke emojis in the comment. Put the fire and smoke emojis in the comment. PJ. I want to say your dribbling is questionable, my boy. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If PJ's dribbling has been suspect over this last game, I'm not going to lie. We say PJ Washington can attack off the dribble when they close out on him. To do what? This hook shot? Come on, Dallas fans. Am I the only one that looks like, I don't know if that's going in every time he puts it up? Are we hoping the hook shot goes in? Or does it look like he has some touch on it? Because if you have touch and you're doing hook shots, it's hard to go for 1 for 9. Did you even make a hook shot? Where there's smoke, there's fire. Both of these players have contributed in this loss, and it's a bitter pill to swallow. Granted, PJ Washington gave us good defense out there tonight. So that is 1 plus. But he gave us a lot of turnovers. Yep, turning the ball over left and right. Now that's if you get ripped half court by Pascal Siakam. So MFFLs, Dallas Mavs fans, where there's smoke, there's fire. Tim Hardaway's dribbling. Drop the smoke and fire emoji in the comments. Is Tim Hardaway's dribbling a concern? Smoke and fire. Anytime you have smoke and fire, that's not a good deal unless you're cooking something. What you cooking? And you better not burn it because you got to watch it. These are things we need to watch. These are things we need to watch. Is there smoke? Is there fire? Tim Hardaway Jr.'s dribbling. You mean to tell me, Tim Hardaway, you done been on a team with Kyrie a year and a half and you ain't set in on none of them dribbling exercises? You ain't showed up to the gym no time early for you to put some handling work in? You ain't did the Mackinnon drill? Is there smoke? Is there fire? Drop them in the comments. THJ, smoke and fire. PJ Washington. Mm-hmm. You, we gonna let you make it because you just got here. You ain't had time to get with Kyrie and work on those handles. 4 turnovers, that's a lot. Getting the ball, losing it, that's a lot. But then again, Tim Hardaway, I gotta bring you back. Who are you throwing that ball to? Remind me of the James Harden pass. Oh, that one's coming over here to me. It's coming my way. Is there smoke? Is there fire? Facts over feelings. MFFLs. I know this is a tough one. But one thing about this one, we needed it. We needed to be hit in the face, and we needed to be hit early. Because without adversity, how do you know what you really got? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And anything I can tell you about somebody from the DFW, Dallas, Texas, and surrounding areas and supporters of the team, if we get hit, we hit back. You can't be a fan of the Dallas Mavericks or the Cowboys and they get hit and you stay down. Nah, they don't make them in Texas like that. We a different breed. So hold your head high. Because it's only up from here. This was the reality check. And you got it early enough for you to go out there and go do something about it. But let's bring it back. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Did anybody think Luka should have been put in the game after Kyrie went on that run? Did Jason Kidd wait too long to put Luka back in the game? I think he did. The perfect opportunity for us to come back in that game last night was right after that run. Put Luka in, seal the deal. But we were unable to do it. Now, I know a lot of people are questionable about Jason Kidd. We got a lot of people upset at Tim Hardaway Jr. and his shot not being consistent. The only thing really about Tim Hardaway at this point is the fact that he is consistent at one thing, being inconsistent. Now, PJ, it's starting to be a trend. Can you shoot or what? For real. I got to go watch the highlights when you went off for 44 points because it's not adding up right now. And I know people say they need to get you more involved off the block, but my boy, you got to be able to attack those closeouts and not lose the ball. We were throwing the ball away like it was Bills. Okay, so just recap. Just in case you missed it, in the first quarter, we were tied. We came out the first quarter 32-32. At the end of the second quarter, we scored 28 points and we were outscored. We had 28 points and the Indiana Pacers had 35 points. So they outscored us in that quarter. In the third quarter, we were also outscored by 2 points. And in the fourth quarter, and this is where the breakdown did happen, a few minutes of that was garbage time. But nonetheless, it did seal the deal. It was 8 lead changes, and it was tied 8 times. And that was 8 times we could not capitalize. But there's a brighter day. The only time it's a true loss is if you don't take nothing from the loss. And I think the Dallas Mavericks did get a lot of experience in facing a shooting big. Because this is the first time that the Dallas Mavericks have really faced off against a true shooting big ever since we had the new lineup switch. Ever since the trades happened. Ever since we got in PJ and Daniel Gafford. And Derek Lively back. So they really haven't had fully experienced a game with a center that's capable of knocking down that shot like Miles Turner did, which was unfortunate, but it's good we were able to get it early. While I got you here, let's go over the individual stats. Okay, let's go. We got Josh Green. He played 32 minutes. He was 75% from the field, 66.7% from three. He had 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds, total of 5, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 turnovers, 14 points, and was negative 16. Getting to the PJ, where there's smoke, there's fire. He had 30 minutes and he shot 16.7% from the field. Shot 3 threes, but was unable to cash any of those in. 0% on that. And he had no offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, total 6, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 4 turnovers. And that was the tough part. We need PJ to definitely take care of the ball. He just was a little bit or a lot out of his element today. It just wasn't a good game for him. He was negative 17. Josh Green was negative 16. Derek Lively played only 14 minutes, got taken out the game. It just wasn't his element. Really couldn't get a feel for where he needed to be on the court. So Jason Kidd did decide to sit him. He was 66.7% from the field. And he also had 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds, total of 3. He had 4 steals. So that was good. He had great active hands while the time that he was in there. And he was probably the only plus in the plus minus category with 9, and he had 4 points. Luka, the one and only Doncic, 33 minutes, should have been probably about 38, 30, at least 36. That's what we needed. He shot 47.6% from the field, 50% from three, cashing in 9 of those threes. He had 1 offensive rebound and 5 defensive rebounds, total of 6, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and 3 turnovers. That was a tough one to have. And 33 points, and he was a negative 13. Next, we got Kyrie Irving, played 32 minutes and did go run right at the beginning of the fourth, which did keep Dallas in the game for what little time that we were. Shot 45% from the field, 45.5 to be exact. And Kyrie did struggle early, just not able to get a feel for the ball. Maybe that elbow was a little tilted, leaning one way. You know, he say he got to make sure that elbow is nicely pointed at the basket. And he did go off on a run, like I say, in the fourth quarter, which did keep us in striking distance. But the Indiana Pacers did pull away. Let's finish this. He shot 45.5% from the field, 42.9% from the three. He made 3 out of 7 from three. He had 0 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, so he was out there battling. 2 assists. We'd like to see more assists, which is a low assist game for the Dallas Mavericks in general. We got to definitely share that rock, but we need people to make open shots and at least be able to catch the ball. And he had 29 points, and he was a negative 16. Tim Hardaway Jr. only played 23 minutes. He had 4 for 12 from the field. That was just tough to watch. 33.3%. He was 3 from 6 from 3, which is not bad. 50%. From the way people are talking about it, you would have thought it was a lot worse, even the way I was talking about it. It's just the fact that he's just not in a rhythm. He's not giving us what we need. His defense is smoking fire. Drop him in the comments. And he had 3 defensive rebounds, total of 3, 1 block. What? Timmy got a block? Hold up. He had 11 points and was negative 14. Daniel Gafford, this is tough to see. He played 19 minutes, but he was taken out of his elements. All our bigs were taken out the element, man. He was 4 or 6 from the field, 66.7%. He had a total of 5 rebounds. 3 of them were offensive boards and 2 were defensive boards. He just wasn't in the paint. Miles Turner kept shooting threes, which they did definitely take advantage of him. Daniel Gafford, to make sure he covered up everybody. Daniel Gafford was a negative 23. Maxi Kleber played the bulk load of the center minutes. He was 1 for 3 from the field, 33.3%. 1 for 2 from the 3-point arc, so he made 1 of those. Maxi Kleber only had 1 defensive rebound, no offensive rebounds, and he had 3 points and was a negative 9. Derrick Jones Jr. played 14, 50 14 minutes, basically 15 minutes, 0 points. That's tough. 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds, total of 3, 1 block, total of 3, 1 turnover, and was a -5. He was out there doing a lot of running in. He was out there getting a lot of running in. Jaden Hardy played 8 minutes, was 3 for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 out of the 3-point arc, and he had 1 assist, 7 points, was a -2. Markieff Morris got some minutes. Dwight Powell got some minutes. I'm not going to lie. I kind of would have liked to see Dwight Powell in there when all the other centers was getting taken advantage of. But, I mean, it's Dwight Powell. All right, Lockbox Nation. So I ask you once again, where there's smoke, there's fire. We got Tim Hardaway, where there's smoke, there's fire. PJ Washington, where there's smoke, there's fire. What do we need to be watching